topic.
First, I have a question.
Sure.
You mentioned Bella, and so I'm confused. Who is Bella? Is Bella Pandora, or who is Bella?
Oh, okay. In the book, the main characters are Matthew and Bella. And no, Bella's not named after the character in Twilight. I'm not a Twilight fan. I didn't even think about it. It was just the name that came to me. Matthew is Bella is the lead. She is the one who's telling the tale. It's written first person, present tense. So you're reading the book as she is experiencing that part of her life. Matthew is her soulmate. Matthew is the man who she finds she fell in love with as a child, and then she lost him, and then found him again 30 years later after her marriage fell apart.
And Pandora is not a real person, just a symbol?
Pandora is not a person. Pandora is a process. Thank you, Rick. I'm trying to figure out a good word. It's really a word.
I'm with you now. I'm on board.
Okay. Paul has not read Pandora's box. He does not have any clue, really, of what Pandora is. Paul is a friend of mine from my group on Facebook called Reincarnation and Past Life Memories. We're a group of 8,000 light workers. I started the group about a year ago thinking maybe I'll get 100 members and I'll hear some great stories of people's past lives, and let's see what happens. Well, the man upstairs decided that he was going to take control of the group. It's now 8,000 strong, and it is a bunch of people who help each other and help the world. We have all kind of interesting things. We're not a group that's sprouting the Bible, sprouting anything. We are no particular religion. We are from all over the world, and we just strive to make the world a better place and to help people, especially those with past life memories. Part of it was spawned by the whole book of Pandora's Box of Love, because I knew if Bella had a past life with Matthew, then others had past lives too. And I thought that might be important to help others work through it, and myself too. If you've been through anything traumatic, or if you've been through something that really has made a big effect on your life, if you sit down and write it, and then you work through it as you write it, and it really helps you come out the end with as a better person and a different person.
I agree with that.
Yeah, definitely. There's a couple questions, Rich.
Okay, anyone who would like to ask a question, feel free. Paul, tell us a little bit about it, and Cherry, tell us about finding your soulmate 30 years ago.
Yes, I thought I found my soulmate 30 years ago, and I had gone through kind of a bad time with running around and drinking and having a good time, and I ended up marrying the man, and we were together for 10 years until some woman came along and took him away from me, and we've been divorced for over 20 years, and I've never gotten over it.
Maybe because you're not supposed to, Cherry.
Pardon?
Maybe you're not supposed to. Wait. Okay, is anybody here? The echo's gone. No, it's back. Okay, let me try.
What did you ask me before, Becky? You asked me something before.
Okay, I don't hear the echo anymore. Do you hear it?
No.
The echo is gone. Okay, so whatever it was. Okay. It wasn't actually a question, Cherry. It was a comment. I think sometimes that you never forget them because I don't think it's over yet. For some people, it's never over. It doesn't mean that you'll always have to be their spouse, but maybe you still should be their good friend.
Well, in this case, it's not really possible. I haven't seen him now probably, a good 10 or 12 years. And
he might show up again. You never know. You never know where or when. That's the whole thing.
No, I don't think so. Too much water under the bridge, I'm afraid. But anyway, that just goes to show that some people, well, like me, I thought I had found the man that I wanted to spend the rest of my life with, and I really wanted to do that, and but yet he didn't, and simply because some other woman came along, and what was strange was they didn't end up together.
Yeah, because she wasn't the right person. She wasn't right either. I think we come on to the
She decided not to leave her husband and child.
Yeah.
That's what she told him she was going to do. She told him she was going to leave her husband and child, and then decided not to do that. And so by that time, we were already divorced, and it was too late.
In situations like that, it usually only lasts, usually only about 2% of the relationships that begin as in a situation like that will actually end up married, so I'm not surprised. But that doesn't mean that he doesn't still love you. That just means he's stupid for letting somebody amazing like you go.
Yeah, well, and that's what I think too. But like I said, he's just like someone that I knew a long time ago.
Yeah. Well, in the book, when she does find him, her marriage has fallen apart. Bella was married and for a very long time, and he was cheating. You know how it goes. Big man, tall man, owns a couple successful businesses, has very large shoes. So all the girls go after him, and he strayed a lot. And when Bella finally realizes it, she gives him the boot. Because really, you have to decide, what are you willing to tolerate in your life? And I don't think you tolerate it. No?
Well, I was willing to stay with him. I was willing to forget it. He wanted to go, so I had to let him go.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. But see, that doesn't mean that there's not someone else. We don't all get just one soulmate. There could be more than one.
But I'm 63, so as far as I'm concerned, that part of my life is over.
Not over till you're dead.
As far as I'm concerned, it is over.
Oh, this second was driving me nuts. Okay. Let me tell you a little bit about Pandora. This echo makes it so hard. Okay. Pandora is it's an act, is what I would say. Imagine if making love, imagine if you're paralyzed and that part of your life is over. What if I told you that you could have that back in your life? If there was a way that you could have all of the feelings of making love without having to worry about the fact that your legs no longer move or you're in a wheelchair. And what if I said
thousands of people nationwide would welcome that, Becky?
I absolutely agree with that, and I think this is why whoever told me that I was supposed to put this in a book, I think it's that's the reason. It's not to make me rich, it's not to make me famous. It's to help other people, and that's why I do this, and that's one of the reasons why I really open myself to criticism, because I guarantee I'm going to get all kind of criticism to change this part of the world for these people. Imagine if you're married to someone and they're in the military, and let's say they're in Afghanistan. What if you could retain that part of your life? What if that part of your love could still be there? What if there's someone out there and you've always loved them and you want to keep that connection there and they want to keep that connection alive? What if you could keep that alive? What if you're sick? What if you're 85 and your wife is 87 and equipment doesn't work anymore? What if you still could do that and have all of the feelings of sexuality? Pretty cool, huh? That is what Pandora is. That part of this book is absolutely true. This is something that someone taught to me, and that person is absolutely one of my soulmates. It's very hard for me sometimes to be in the same room with them. And we're not a couple, but the attraction is so intense. It's just because they are the other half of your soul.
And now you're bringing Pandora to the world.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is actually the first time that the world is hearing about Pandora. It is very unique. It is amazing. I literally found this person, and they, in the book, Bella finds Matthew. Bella's alone in the room and starts feeling as if she's having sex. And she's wondering, who is this? What is this? And I like this, is what she's thinking in the book. She really likes it. She's like, this is really cool. Who is this? Oh my God, it better be Matthew. Okay? The book not only explains what's happening, there is one scene where Matthew step by step explains Pandora to Bella. It's really cool. It is really, really, really cool. I think the most important part about this is not to keep those of us who are able-bodied and can find love and the people who are with their spouses, whatever. I don't think the main thrust of this book is for them, although they absolutely can use it, because Pandora combined with a normal sexuality situation just takes it to a higher level. But I think it's meant for those who are, those who suffer from ED, those who are paralyzed, people who are sick, people in the military. It brings that part of life back, and it returns them to who they once were or who they wish they could have been. And it also, imagine the morality of our troops, not morality, but the morale of our troops, if they're able to maintain that connection. Now, it's not exactly like it, because nothing can be exactly like it, but it's pretty darn close. It's close enough to really make people sit up and take notice. And this is the book that tells you how. So I like to say that 50 Shades opens your mind, Pandora frees your body, and Pandora's Box of Love is the book that tells you how. Because it really does. It's intertwined in this amazing love story. And the love story is absolutely incredible. Don't get me wrong, but Pandora is just so insane.
And I want to give a shout out to Paul in South Dakota. Are you still with us?
Yeah, I kind of am having a real life experience of this sort of in a way. I have an old high school sweetheart who, of course, I knew her all through high school. We were really close. And I moved away and, we grew apart. I saw her when I was about 38 and stayed with her briefly. But that's about it. And lately she's been showing up in my dreams. And, as if we're younger, and she's there in a dress with flowers in her hair kind of thing. And she kept popping into my dreams. Well, I talked to Becky the other night, and she said, well, have you found her on Facebook? So I looked, and I found her. So I talked to her yesterday.
You talked to her? That's so cool.
Yeah.
What did she say?
Well, just kind of small talk so far that, she's still in the same place, and, she's single. I mean, at one point she phoned me up in South Dakota and said, come pick me up. This was years ago. But we've never quite hit it off completely to where we're a couple again. But the interesting thing is that she's popping into my dreams. It's not really sexual. It's just like visits. But on some level, spirit is trying to connect there, which, I look at as the Pandora thing. I mean, I know about some shamans have an ethereal lover that they have their other half is in spirit, and they do shamanic journeys, and it's like sex. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what connection she's looking for in real life right now. I haven't got that far. But it's interesting,
Oh, great. Yeah. See, I think that's why you dreamt of her in the first place, and maybe why I I chose you, because this is probably not something that you would have been a part of if I didn't say, hey, let's check out Paul. And saying, and now this opens that door for you. And sometimes I think that the people upstairs intervene and say, okay, Paul, we're gonna like tap you on the shoulder so you think about this girl again, and you find her on Facebook. Now, who knows? The world's open up to many possibilities.
Yeah, you know, you mentioned sort of like the life that should have been, or almost like a parallel life. You know, what if I had married her early all those years ago? You know, what if that was meant to be?